Hello, hello, hello. This is Aya Bartonelli, your Abundant Life Coach, and this is our last video for this month of transformation. And I cannot wait at all to hear about how these videos have impacted your lives for the better. I know that thanks to technology, some of you are going to watch this right after we post it, and some of you may not even come across these videos for years to come. And that's just the beauty of what we're able to do now, is that our words, positive or negative, can live on for a very long time. And it's definitely my life purpose to ensure that I am putting good things out into the world and positively impacting people. So whenever it is that you watch this, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're implementing, how this is making a difference in your life. So we're going to go full circle, right? Going back to the beginning where we all started when we talked about transformation, when we talked about imagining who you wanted to be, what your transformed self would look like. So, my first daughter is, first biological daughter, because my other daughter, who's a dentist right now, will watch this and say, oh, so I'm not your daughter anymore. She's actually not a biological daughter, but kind of raised her, so we claim her, right? Ruth, I claim you, if you ever watch this. So my first biological daughter is 17 and is in her final year of high school. And when my phone keeps ringing, but we're just going to ignore it, right? Because we're focused on more important things right now. But when she started off high school, so as a freshman, her first year of high school, one of the things she did was she wrote a letter to her senior self. So she wrote a letter to who she anticipated she would be by her senior year, by the time she graduated. And she, sealed it, and she wrote on the flap, do not open until graduation day. And listen, I'm too excited to read that letter with her on graduation day, which is coming up in a few months now. But in this letter, what she had to do was to imagine herself 4 years from the day that she was writing it, to imagine her life, to imagine what those 4 years would have looked like for her, what she would have accomplished, what she would have experienced, what good she would have done in the world. And obviously, in order to write that letter, she really needed to sit down and think about what she wanted her high school experience to be like, what she was looking forward to, what she was going to get involved in, what outcomes she was hoping for. Now, I know that one of the things that was in that letter is that she wanted to be class president her senior year, right? And how do I know this? Because she set goals, and I saw the goals because she shared the goals with me and everything. So I know it's in the letter. And lo and behold, I think last month, she got voted as class president. So I can't wait to see what else she imagined for herself and put down in writing that would have come true by the time she graduates and we open that letter to read it. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because stories, first and foremost, stick, but also because it ties into my recommendation for you today. That's the last thing that I want you to do as you continue on your journey of transformation, and that is to pick a moment in time in the future. It could be a year from now. Don't do like 30 days. No fun in that. It could be 5 years from now. It could be when I hit 40. It could be when I turn 50. It could be when I have my first child or when I buy my first home. Just pick a moment in the future. And then think backwards. So you are in the future. You can see yourself in the future, and you're imagining everything that your life entails in that future state. And then you sit down and you write a letter to your future self. So in this letter, you may have things like, let your imagination flow. But you may have things like, dearest Aya, I am so, so proud of you. I am amazed, really. I shouldn't be, but I am amazed at the woman that you've evolved into. I am amazed at the number of people that you've hired, the families that you've touched, the youth that you've helped to transform. I'm amazed at what you've done in your community and the way that you've courageously stood up for justice, and you've done it with grace, and you've done it with humor, and you've done it with love. And you can write whatever else it is, right? I'm just giving you an example. Thank you for, and you can put all the things you want to thank your future self for, right? What happens when you do an exercise like this is it just activates so many neurons, and there are these synapses connecting, and you basically put a wish, a desire out into the universe. It's like planting numerous seeds in the world and just trusting that God is going to water those seeds, and those seeds are going to get the air that they need and all the nutrients they need, and they're going to grow and they're going to bring forth great fruit. But your job is you have to plant those seeds. You have to imagine what you want your future to look like. And you want to do it from a place of gratitude. You want to be overwhelmed with, you're living in that moment. You're feeling it. Do you know that your brain can't differentiate between what's real and what isn't? That's why a kid or even an adult, right? It's at night, there are no lights on, and something flutters and you've like lost your mind, right? Your heart is racing and you've broken out in a cold sweat and all of this stuff, like mess around and have a heart attack. And someone turns on the light and it was just your jacket fluttering in the wind, right? But in your mind at that point, this was this monster from another planet coming to eat you up. And your mind couldn't differentiate between it was just an illusion versus reality. Your body responded as though it was real. Well, that's what happens when you write this letter to your future self. And you get excited about it. And you're grateful. And maybe you're even crying tears of joy. You're seeing yourself in that dream home. You're seeing yourself with whatever amount in your bank account. You're seeing yourself, watching the sunset with the one you love, who loves you, right? Whatever it is. And your body, your mind is going, oh, we love this. And because your mind has gotten a hold of that, it does everything to pursue it and to make it happen. So your assignment, as we wrap up Transformation Month, imagine you in the future. Write that letter celebrating your future self, congratulating your future self, loving your future self, having so much gratitude for the journey that you've gone through, whatever that journey ended up looking like. Seal it, put it away somewhere safe, and I guarantee you, like this is a guarantee, when you open up that letter, you are going to be amazed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to end with this. I had a lady attend a workshop that I did in December of 2019. And we did an exercise similar to this. Not exactly this, but very similar to it. And I got a call from her earlier this week. And she goes, Aya, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, smiling, but I don't know what she's oh my Godding about. I don't know what's in her mind. And she says, you wouldn't believe this. And I'm like, what? And she said, well, I was going through my things and I found the booklet from the workshop I attended in December. And I'm like, okay. And she said, and one of the exercises you had us do, we wrote about our future selves and what we wanted to accomplish. And we actually only did it for a 1-year period. And she said, and I was flipping through the booklet. And as I started going down the list of things that I had written down I wanted to accomplish in 2020, I've accomplished everything except one on that list. I bought myself my brand new Jeep. I expanded and she's just like overwhelmed. And I was so deliriously happy for her. But guess what? I could have predicted that, because something happens when you dream big and you're not afraid to write it down. You're not afraid to embrace it, and you're not afraid to own it. Like, That's where the transformation starts to happen, from the inside out. And then you find yourself doing those things you thought weren't even possible. And then one day you wake up and you're like, ah, I'm living my dream. That's my hope for you. So let's do the work. It's time for transformation.